Alright, so this is gonna be the VOD review for the Prime Elite. Uh, I'm just assuming y'all are the PE guys down here, since yeah, I mean, if somehow you guys are this team and yet you have all these PEs, then I'm gonna be surprised. Anyway, with that, you are orange team. So with that, you banned Thatcher and Echo. So I mean, it's nothing I can really point out about the bans. It is what it is. That's what your team has chosen to ban. My best guess is none of you like playing Echo and you don't want to deal with him. And you're thinking that with Thatcher gone, you can hold the garage a bit easier, but also have a way of getting around either the Cade, Mute, or Bandit that goes on. So we'll just have to see whether or not it works. Then, I know it's not your bans, but you have the Monty and the Ella ban. The Monty ban, maybe they just don't like going against Monty. I think Blitz is a hell of a lot more annoying, so I'd ban Blitz over Monty any day. And then why the hell Ella's banned, I don't fucking know, but hey, she's banned. So with that, we can start.
Really is very surprising.
And let's see. So you guys are on defense first. Actually, let's take skip. Okay. So y'all are on defense first. Yeah, your orange team, you're on defense first. You're electing to go upstairs, and with that, your choice of operators is smoke. That makes sense. Really, I can't really say anything about this lineup right here. It's honestly probably one of the better ones I've seen. The one questionable one, I would say, at least really the most questionable out of them, is the castle pick. I would prefer to see a Valkyrie there, and you throw cameras outside, just because it just because that can give you a lot of information on how the push is coming out. There's a camera that can be thrown over in the admin office. Was it admin? Admin or V, so whichever one is all the way over. I think it's admin, all the way over on the east end of this building. You can throw it out. Like, it's all the way over there. It's the window farthest on this side, and you can throw it out, hit a palm tree, and it's almost impossible to actually see it. And however, with that you can just ping enemies, and they will never, and most of the time they will not find it. I genuinely don't think I've had a single person find that without bringing in an IQ. Anyway, so yeah, really, I'm just gonna say overall, I need to see what you do with your lineup now. Is personally, I'd prefer more information, but is what it is. And another thing is, Mira isn't banned, so maybe you would want to go and use her. But I need to see what you do.
Well, not really seeing anything too new so far. Opening up a little bit of piano there onto them spiral stairs. I mean, I'm trying to find out what.
Okay, so this I find really curious, where this is shotgunned out and so is this, because I'm pretty sure that now an angle exists from the bathroom window into connector, so you can no longer hold inside of there. And I don't like that, because, I mean, if I see this in a game, then I'm just gonna go Blackbeard, and I'm gonna sit my ass on this window right here, and I'm just gonna say peek me. That's all I'm gonna do, and it makes it so that you will have a lot of issues rotating around. So if the enemy can take control of console, if they can take control of yellow stairs, well, you're not going to be able to get into console, because you have no way of rotating through here, because it's just a giant kill box because of the hole in the door here. And because of that, I'd prefer to see this wall reinforced and this entire wall reinforced, just because I think it is safer. And it just if a team reads into this, I think they can counter you, and if they can do that well, then it can really screw you over on this defense. Then I see this is shotgunned out, reinforcements going down, so nothing too special. You know the double reinforcement shotgun out. Now, okay, here's the thing. This is castled, and you may be thinking that you can defend it because it's castled like this. However, right now, the enemy is running a sledge, a jackal. Well, jackal's not going to have breaching charges, but they're running a sledge, a Thermite, a Zofia, and a Maverick, all of who can counter this castle barricade. So it's something where if I see this lineup, I'd say don't bring castle next round, just because of the lineup being brought by the blue team.
Are going to have people over in the bathroom, but at the same time, it looks like they're going to be holding bathroom as well. Maybe trying to go for a pinch over in.
Well, Legion's doing is a little curious.
What are you thinking on this?
I'm gonna see what Legion does here, because I've seen Miras put their mirror window on this wall. However, I don't think just sitting down in this area is really going to do much, because it doesn't apply enough pressure to anybody actually trying to take the admin office. So yeah, I think there's a better places for this reinforcement here in this one, and just ignore this room, and maybe instead of using just have a rotate here or something, so that you can just play a bit more flexibly and just run away. Because in my experience, you can't hold admin effectively due to, I mean, you really just can't. So it's more about you're there just to waste time than anything else. Maybe waste a minute and a half, and then run away and force them to come take fights and maybe get a pick. Because I mean, everywhere inside of admin can be grenaded. So it is what it is, and there's not many places that you can really go rappelling around. Okay, so one thing is, yes, it's only 20 seconds in. However, I kind of dislike the castle barricade being put down after a minute, because if a team can read into that and they can take a 3-speed and just sprint their asses to one of these windows, they have a possibility of gunning this castle down when he's trying to put that up. So it's just something to be aware of, and it really, I would just say, maybe make it so that you go from, maybe make it so that castle does one barricade, then goes and does his second one, then does his third one, then worries about impacting and reinforcing.
It's like a jerry-rigged mirror almost. Looks like you have a.
Right, so I understand the purpose of, okay, so I see what you're trying to do with these holes here. It's to give Doc an angle onto the doorway. However, most of the time you're doing that by sitting outside of this wall that Doc is on the opposite side, and from there you will you normally have a Jaeger playing yellow stairs, juggling his magpies, his Jaeger devices, and with that, that's basically the guy holding Doc's back while Doc is looking through the wall, looking at the doorway. Because this right here, if Sledge reads into this, he can just come, and you can, like, really anybody can just come to this window here, open it up, and yes, it's castle, but I mean, there's a lot of utility on the offense. So the idea that a single castle barricade will protect this setup, I don't like. And if you lose this bathroom control, you're gonna lose a lot of your ability to rotate around.
Doc set up there. That's a great angle he has going down to Visa steps from bathroom right there. A lot of traffic through here, so it's a very risky play, I think.
I'm hoping that was Jaeger that just went to yellow stairs, because if your Doc's job is to contest the doorway, the bathroom window, and yellow stairs all at the same time, then that's too much for him, and you need to invest another body in yellow stairs. So Doc only has to worry about basically one angle. And if you have to, yeah, so that's really it. That's my, yeah, really just, you can't give one player too many jobs to do, or else they won't do any of them effectively.
They do not lose hold of that bathroom, because if they do, that could work very well in the attacker's favor. Seems like the Disciple's going to be sitting on that Legion play.
Okay, so I'm going to say I don't like Simba's positioning here, because he's not very safe. And yes, he's like, I want to see if, okay, the wall, okay, actually, hold on. Trying to figure it out, because the walls, okay, so, I'm thinking because with this wall reinforced here, that kind of cuts off the angle over from yellow stairs, which you had going for your team. And so with that, there's an issue with this reinforcement. Because if this reinforcement exists, and the enemy team can read into that, then they can theoretically smoke the doorway and the rotate here, repel in, plant by this reinforcement or so, and if you're trying to contest from yellow stairs, they're going to be guarded from because of this wall. So I prefer personally, I prefer to just turn the entire B bomb into a kill box and instead have the smoke playing inside of the connector room, because that gives him the ability to contest both A and B while also being able to contest any of the you can contest basically everything, and you can adapt to any type of push. If they try and come up the yellow stairs, then you can gun them down like that. If they try and go into the B window, normally you may have kill holes or another rotate here. You can swing out here or here. You can, if they try and go through the spiral staircase, you have the doorway here that you can go and contest. If they try and push through this door right here, you can go and contest that. If they try and do a balcony push, you can open up the window here and shoot out onto the balcony for an angle if they're exposing themselves. If they jump in, you have a shotgun and an SMG-11. You can also get a smoke down in the default plant spot right here. So I prefer having the smoke playing inside of connector. And I really just don't like this positioning here, because in my opinion, it's too easy to nade Simba out of here, just even with a Jaeger device. So, because if the wall up here is opened by a buck, then then Simba has nowhere to run to. Because if he tries to run out of here, he's going to be exposing himself to the angle above there. And it's just not something I like. So I just don't like Simba's positioning here.
He's going to be sitting on that Legion play, as it looks like.
Okay, so one thing I'm going to say is I saw Jaeger had his... let's go back a little bit. Okay, so Jaeger has his laser sight on, and I disagree with that. So the majority of the time, your laser sight will not get you killed. Nobody's even going to notice it. However, there are times when I have been able to survive and I've been given a warning that an enemy is pushing me or holding an angle because of that laser sight. And because of that, I disagree with their usage on anything besides shotguns, and basically just shotguns or maybe a pistol, which you have to hip fire with just in case. So, because I think that I think it doesn't help you enough, because you're never going to be hip firing someone down with an AR. And due to that, I think that if you are, then you're kind of panicking and it's not something that should happen. But with that, yeah, really, I would just say I don't like the laser sights. I think that just getting rid of them is the best thing. I kind of treat them as suppressors where they're more of a hindrance than an actual benefit. And that's just my 2 cents on it. There are pros that run it. I disagree with it. They agree with it. It is what it is. So just something to keep in mind. If you feel like it can help you personally in situations, then great. But if you're not ever actually getting, I'd say try and run it for a week and run it not for a week. And if you don't notice a difference, just keep it off, because if it's not giving you a benefit, then it's just going to be hurting you, because maybe 1 out of 50 times, 1 out of 20 times, somebody is going to see that laser sight and they're going to get a warning. Now, that could just be anything that they could just say, okay, they're holding this angle, I'm not going to push there, or I'm going to smoke it, and you may never even know that it was your laser sight that gave it away. But I think it's just something you have to think about.
As it looks like J-Wall is going to be watching this double window here over on the admin, as he starts to get pinched. He holds the right angle here. He might be able to get the first frag off, but all going to be depends on how he plays this. holds the right angle here. He might be watching this double window here over on the admin as he starts to get pinched.
I like this from the Jaeger. So he's not exposing himself unnecessarily, and he's playing more just passive of a, haha, look at me, I'm here. You can't shoot me, you can't shoot me. And with that, the moment he got droned,
Like
so if we look here,
J-Wall is going to be watching this double window here over on the admin.
So, okay, one thing is he is peeking. Okay, actually, I like and dislike. So I like how he was playing a bit passive, but I don't like how he's exposing himself to this window here. Because if I know you're playing here, I'm going to put myself right there, because your head level, you're aiming right here, so you're going to have to go up all that way. And if I know you're peeking right here, then I have to adjust my aim maybe that much rather than all this. So I will win that gunfight 9 out of 10 times. And it is what it is. Then if you want to hold inside admin office, I think that you need some of your Jaeger devices here to stop grenades, because a good team that knows just a good player that knows what he's doing with grenades inside of here will be able to stop you. And yeah, that's all it is. So now I like this. Gets pinged, instantly moves. Gets seen, moves back. So I kind of disagree with moving directly back to his old positioning, how there's not many places he can go. It's just kind of the issue with this strategy of the castle here. One thing I would say that is, if you want to do this hard hold of the admin office, switch out the Legion or the castle for a mirror, and put a mirror window right there, and don't even peek it, just wait. Because you can just have the threat of a mirror that, hey, somebody might be here, and that can stop a lot of people. Because if I see a mirror window on this wall, I don't want to push it. I will never want to swing into admin office with that thing there. I'm going to spend another 30-40 seconds trying to make sure that area is clear. And even if it's clear, the window, and I see someone just playing around there, I'm still going to be scared.
He holds the right angle here. He might be able to get the first frag off, but all going to be depends on how he plays this. Shots are going out by Savage. Savage trying to find out exactly where this Jaeger is, but does he realize that there's a lead?
Alright, so J-Wall gets killed, and I'm under the impression that was the intention of him playing there, where his job is to waste time, not really go for frags. And I mean, he wasted half the round and they aren't even in the building yet. So I would say that this is overall a good, that was a good job from J-Wall, and right now the other team is trying to figure out what to do. Now I think they realized that was clear. Okay, so
do they know that this Legion's here? Oh, the drone sees him.
Okay, so one thing is that for Disciple, if he's playing a Legion inside a bathroom, there should be no reason why Savage should be able to just, why anyone should just be able to swing in. So right there, minute 30, he swings in. And I'd say it's okay that nobody's really contesting. However, it's also, okay, so if I think that, what am I trying to say? I think that Legion needs to be more actively contesting these windows, because so right now that entire strategy there was basically the Jaeger just wasting time, and he did a really good job of that. However, I think that combined, if the Legion was also there contesting, then it would be possible for your team to waste even more time. Because if you can remember that Legion, you can put your goo mines on windows, and you cannot take them out until you stop repelling and go to the ground. So if you could combine what Legion is doing, if you could combine Legion's gadget, and you could say, okay, we both need to peek these windows, or we both need to just get out or something, then that'd be good. But right now, this Legion really didn't do much, in my opinion, here. It was all the Jaeger. And really, I would say you could do roughly the same if you just put a mute jammer down in the doorway of that little area, which right over here, you put a mute jammer down in that doorway to stop drones, put the reinforcement down, hit the wall open, you would have accomplished probably the same amount that the Legion did. Okay, so this is good from Legion. He gets droned and he gets droned, gets pinged, he's getting jackaled. Okay, so good and bad. One, it was good that he just it was good that he recognized he's getting pinged and gave it up and fell back a little bit. It's bad that he's now going forwards and trying to contest long desk, because long desk is not a very defensible position. And if you're going to be contesting this, you want to be contesting it from further back, because really, if you're trying to push up here, you're pushing up a hallway with little to no cover. Really, this isn't going to help you at all, because you can just swing from one side or the other and you can get an angle on the guy. So I think Disciple right now needs to be backing up a little bit more. Just throw your goo mine down right here, back up, and you're good. Because there's a minute left, you have a smoke on the board who can buy 30 to 40 seconds, and you have a Doc who can still contest any long angles. So really at this point, there's no reason for Legion to be playing aggressive, because yeah, there's really just no reason.
It seems to be a pretty heavy admin take. We see all of the attacking team over there in copy and admin.
Because right now, okay, think about this. Disciple's positioning is now known. Because of that, if the enemy team was coordinated and said, okay, you swing and you swing at the same time, then you're going to kill this Legion. And you're probably going to, and Legion, best case scenario, gets a kill. Probably what's going to happen is he's going to get peeked at the same time. One, his crosshair placement, this isn't head level, that's about neck level. Here's head level. And so with that, Legion's not going to hit them in the head, so it's not going to be a one-shot kill. So most likely, Legion will die if they peek him at the same time, because he's going to think, oh shit, they're both here, and then he's going to fuck up his aim because of that. I mean, it happens. If you have two people peeking you at once, you're thinking, oh, what, left, right, what do I do? And then you're dead. But his positioning is known. He's holding an area with very little cover. So I would say that this is bad positioning from the Legion, and there's no reason for him to be playing here.
I'm counting 4 right now.
Is he working so far?
That's bad from the enemy team that they don't have anyone on the windows. None of the outside windows are open. That's bad. And here you go. So that is good. Disciple got gunned, and that is good that the enemy team saw that. Now I want to see whether or not they actually double peek this. I think they might have.
But however, that Doc is still holding that angle over from bathroom, so is it going to be enough?
Yes, they did. That was a good job from the other team. And that is why Legion cannot play this position. You have to recognize what positions you both can and cannot play, because this is not a position you can. And it is good that that Legion got punished there, because now he knows that he can't effectively hold there. Savage then kills Simba. Was that the smoke? How is the smoke getting gunned?
Doc is still holding that angle over from bathroom, so is it going to be enough?
4 right now.
Is he working so far?
And let's see what smoke's doing.
But however, that Doc is still holding that.
Okay. So this is bad from Simba, because you know the push is coming from the other side. You have barbed wires on the staircase, and Doc will be able to hear that. So Doc can tell you if somebody's coming up Yellow's staircase. And right now, Simba is exposing himself to, I think he's exposing himself to the hallway where the enemy came from. And that's how he got killed. And this is why I'm under the belief that he should have been playing the connector rather than this position in console. Because he could have smoked the doorway, or even ran into the A bomb and held the door tight with a shotgun. So he could have smoked it, killed 30 of this 50 seconds left, if not 40 or so seconds, because you can time them, and then he can just wait with his shotgun. And that's a fight no one wants to take. So, yeah, that.
Over from bathroom, so is it going to be enough?
So Sigma gets killed there.
Oh, a nice double kill from Quay Brigade on Primal, taking Symbol and Disciple out.
By Lamp.
Lamp disconnecting.
Isn't this season just great? Okay, so one thing is Prophet shouldn't be the one playing inside of here. So once Castle's utility is down, he kind of becomes useless. Well, okay, no, not useless. That's the wrong word. He becomes expendable because there's nothing for him really to do, and because of that, there's nothing that he can just throw away his life almost, and he, in my opinion, should be taking more dangerous fights and should be protecting the smoke. I don't think that there's a reason why the smoke should be dead before a castle is, because smoke could kill, like. Okay, so we're at the 30-second mark now. One, this wasn't the play. Never try and vault. Oh, sorry. Never try and vault into where the enemy is, because it's very hard to actually win that fight. That's something that, even as a PC player, I can no longer do it anymore, and that's because they changed the vaulting animation. So instead of being able to go from kind of the side, you have to go straight ahead, which locks you kind of looking in that direction. So even with a mouse, even if I'm trying to flick over to the right, I'm still probably going to lose a gunfight to this guy here. Even if it was just a silver console player, and like I've hit diamond on PC and Xbox, so I've played this game enough, and I'm not confident that I could win against a silver player with any gun here, holding this angle, if I have to jump in and then change my aim. That's just one thing. That's just one thing to note. Anyway, so one, bad luck that Lamp DC'd. It happens. But this is kind of like, think about this. There were 30 seconds left, and 33 seconds left, and Smoke can buy 30 seconds there.
In projector.
And with that, Prophet's gonna be all alone. Tries to make his way in through Piano and does get taken
Anyway, it's over. So
there, that disconnect.
I assume that it's a rehost. Aren't rehosts just the best?
With a onto brick stairs, but
Alright, so you're going upstairs again. Same lineup coming out. I disagree with this right here.
Maybe they'll try something different this time. Maybe they'll stick to the bathroom.
I mean, with the attack coming from admin.
See how it's a roughly straight line straight into the office. The point of this reinforcement here is to combine it with this to allow people to rotate around this area. There's no purpose in this reinforcement here because this is opened up.
And that angle is pretty useless unless they push through this door right here, which I don't think they ever did. But what I noticed from last game is just like a lot of.
I want to see what Castle does, because he just reinforced there.
The guys, and they're getting killed earlier for Primal lead at least. So I think if they just position themselves, they'll do really well.
Reinforced there.
I like bringing the Castle.
Okay, I think that's much better from the Castle. Just he knows what he's doing now. Okay, I'm gonna say this: if you try something, right now what I'm seeing is the exact same lineup as you had last round. And that is a mistake, because if you lost that pretty decisively. Now, yes, you could say the Doc got DC'd and that's why, but really it just came down to people getting caught out in bad positionings. Like really, I would say that basically with the Smoke and Legion both being caught out, and then Doc DCing, that really just screwed over the team more than anything. But I mean, really, it was two bodies that kind of got thrown away because of bad positioning, which is the reason why you lost. You know, I'll see what happens. I don't like showing the same setup if you lose decisively, and I think that was rather decisive. However, I want to see whether or not your team adapts to it and what they do in order to change it.
Seems like they are going to be going for a very similar setup as to what they did last round.
I mean, very similar. It's the same.
Doing the same thing. Not holding that bathroom, sticking to the original strat. You're going to have smoke on site, and Legion's going to be playing.
Yeah, I really don't like Doc just sitting inside of this bathroom. I think it's better for him to sit outside and have the usual reinforcements. Okay, that is a bad hit because, I mean, this is bad on the Jaeger because he can see this much of the door of the window while the window is something like this, if not more. So he's looking at maybe a quarter of the actual window. So if somebody comes, hits there, there's nothing he can really do. And now he's just giving away a pixel. He's just giving away his body, his positioning.
I mean, it's the same attack.
Yep, same position with same attack. Let's see what favor it goes in this time. Savage Turtle again making his way over into admin.
There we go. Okay. Right now, the other team is adapting and you guys are not. You are showing the exact same setup and they're ready for that. That was a perfect nade that just killed the Jaeger because they know his positioning. They know he has no ADSs. They know where he's going to sit. And right now this team is showing that they can adapt better than you.
By already knowing exactly.
Now they have admin control.
Going to be their Jaeger taking down Legion still, however. Playing over in kitchen.
No, bad. Very bad from Disciple there. So the reasoning.
Where he was, it is going to be their Jaeger taking down Legion.
All right, so you hear Sledge doing his thing. You know the lineup they're bringing. You know that your Jaeger just got grenaded, so they're probably taking admin control. And you know they push from admin. They don't push from Visa below. And because of that, you can assume based on I think that that's weird. I think that this window here, I mean not the window, this wall should always be reinforced. But with it soft, you should know that, and you should know that that Sledge just sledged that. This is just bad game sense overall from Disciple.
Just missed it.
Backs his way up over onto the brick stairs and does get taken down by Sledge, who opened up a very beautiful wall onto backs his way up over onto the brick stairs and does get taken down by Sledge, who opened up a very beautiful wall onto site and on the brick stairs as well. Up over onto the brick stairs and does get taken down by Sledge, who opened up a very beautiful.
Okay, so you know the push that's going on. So your team needs to adapt to that. So Simba right now should be setting up to stop an A push. Then why exactly he's pinging this window, I'm not sure. Because there's no real reason to be pinging something unless it's just hold this specific angle. But really, if he's trying to say like, okay, watch this window, or they might be on this window, you need to say, hey, they might be on console windows, because they might be on double windows, something like that. Because pinging it, you now have to look for the ping, figure out exactly where that is, and it's better to say. It's better just to say, they might be on the console windows. They might be on double. They might be here. Because that's going to help your team a lot more than just pinging it, and now they have to turn, look, and say, oh, that window, okay.
Onto site and on the brick stairs as well. Over onto the brick stairs, it does get taken down by Sledge, who opened up a very beautiful wall.
I don't see whether or not Castle got droned here. Yes, yeah, so Castle got droned. He may not have noticed it. He did. But if you get droned, you need to move. Even if it's just, instead of holding head level, you crouch, that's still doing more than... That's still better than doing anything else. I mean, a lot of times I will, if I know I got droned, I will just change where my head level is. And so if they're trying to aim for the head and I'm now laying down, they're going to miss. I'm going to win the fight.
His way up, trying to hold down brick doorway from Piano.
Okay, so this I don't like because right now Doc has control of the A door. You need to rely on your Doc. You need to rely on your teammates and say, okay, right now, what should be going on? I'm going to pull up the map of this. So what should be going on right now is you're in a 3 versus 5 situation, I believe. Yes. One. Yes. So right now you don't have a lot you can do. And what I believe your team should be doing right now is you have Doc, since he's holding here, he's holding here. Doc is now looking through the wall to the doorway. He then can also help on any push coming from this hallway if they try and push. Castle should be playing right here. His job is to either swing on the hallway with Doc and try and take a 2-on-1 gunfight or something. But basically, if they try and push down this hallway, Doc and Castle push back and fight them. Then Smoke should be playing either in waiting room. He should be the one either right here, ready to throw his smokes on the doorway, or he should be playing in cover of the wall. Actually, no, not. He should be playing right about here, getting ready, smoking the doorway, trying to buy some time, but also waiting with his shotgun and trying to just gun them down when they come into the wall. Because this window, neither of these windows are open. Because of that, you know that you only have to deal with this angle right here. That's kind of the best thing that you can do in this situation.
On the same angle in that VC door. Three people on the same angle. The best thing that they can do right now is just to hold these angles.
No, this is bad from Simba. Oh god, no, Simba. Do not be hitting stuff in the middle of the round.
Not seeing a lot of adjustment last round, as it seems like Quaid Brigade is just taking control at this point. Grenades are going out. Knight is going to be trying to...
Completely missed it up.
Okay, so someone's on the double windows now.
Movement here, probably going to try to hold this angle onto the window here. Smoke's going out on the brick stairs. As it seems like everyone's just trying...
Never try and hold a... Castle should not be holding an angle on this window right here. The way he is. If you're going to hold it by standing up, because they can appear anywhere along here. And if they know that you're laying down, that you won't be able to move in time.
Seems like everyone's just trying to slowly push their way in and slowly hold angles. Castle taking a lot of damage over by Piano. As Longstar is going to try to make his way down long hallway with the fuse.
He doesn't see him coming down long hallway.
Alright, when the smoke goes out, you need to know that the plant is coming down, and because of that, you need to be able to be reacting to it. So smoke comes down, that tells you that they're going to be going for the push. One, Doc is exposing himself to the balcony right now. He's really lucky that he doesn't get gunned down. I mean, if you want to be effective, just put a Blackbeard here, staring down this angle. Doc's dead. But you can't be worrying about healing someone in this situation at the 23-second mark unless you know that they're not going for the push yet. However, the smoke just a smoke just came out, so you know they're about to go for a push. If they're dumping utility, they're going to be pushing.
He doesn't see him coming down long hallway. Smoke's getting pushed right now.
Now, smoke gets gunned. Yellow stairs, I'm going to assume that was...
Just the Doc left. 4v1. He doesn't see him coming down long hallway. both getting pushed right now.
Okay, so Savage killed Simba, then got instantly refragged by Prophet. Is that from? I want to say that was from Yellow Stairs, but I'm not sure. No, okay, so there we go. This is what I don't like about the setup. This was from the bathroom window. If this wall was reinforced, then Prophet would only have to worry about this guy right here. But instead, because bathroom is open, that's forcing him to deal with two angles, and he gets gunned down.
Just the dodge left. 4v1.
Now, post-plant situation, 1v4, it's not going to be winnable. Alright, so that's over.
Left.
They did before, and it still worked. So, but
alright, good that you changed up. You changed up site. So I now need to see what you guys are going to do with it. Okay, so on to the operator selection. Okay, nothing really strange about it. Yeah, really nothing I can say about it. As you can see how the utility is going to be used. Now,
exactly. And it seems like they are going to be doing a.
I'm hoping that Prophet isn't going to be bandit tricking this, because you cannot bandit trick effectively on this. Site anymore, because it's just because there's a lot of ways to get rid of it. But now I'm looking at your setup. Okay, so I don't understand. Hold on. I do not understand these two walls right here, and I think they are a waste. So this tells me that you want to sit someone or down right there, but that's not really going to change anything. Maybe you want to sit your Maestro down there, but you don't need to invest the 2 reinforcements like that if you want to. The only time I would say you ever want to invest this, well, this wall I just don't like. I think that it should always be in the middle, because that gives you a place where you can swing out on the right side or the left side if you want to. It gives you options instead of having to just hold one. You can swing from both instead of, like, if you have to swing, if you can only peek right here, and that's all I have to hold an angle on, then great, I'm just going to hold that angle, wait for your head to appear, and pull the trigger. So that's not a, yeah, this really, I don't think this reinforcement is good here, and I think this should be changed. This reinforcement, I think, is only good if you have a mirror window actually facing in, because then you can put one there. You then put one on the middle wall right here. This gives you the information if they're planting or if they're trying to go, and you can sit behind here and look through this one, and you'll be able to see the doorway. And mirror is in play. So yeah, that just doesn't, I just don't like that too much. Yeah, it is. And then this being opened up, I don't understand that. Now my best guess is you're trying to go for a pixel peek or something. However, that can work against you very easily, where all they have to do is say, okay, they're gonna crawl out, they're gonna crawl into our line of sight and try and take a gunfight. Oh, give me that every day of the week, because you're gonna be moving incredibly slow. You're going to be contesting ACOGs, and you have one, so you have one person who can maybe actively contest it. And yeah, really, I just don't like it.
Where's this Maestro putting that damn at? Okay, seems like he's going to be putting it. Okay.
Now, this Maestro cam is a little questionable. The reasoning is 95% of the time they are not going to push the A bomb site. So you should be worried about them pushing the garage. And due to that, I think that it's better I think it's better to invest both of them in garage, and then if they are choosing not to contest there and they do go for it, they go for a different push, then the next round you bring the next defensive round you bring that.
Okay.
I'll be watching this red hallway, these Visa steps.
Exactly what I was thinking.
No
Bandit.
reinforcements on the hatch and Visa.
Not expecting too much of a Visa push.
You don't need, these casters are being weird. You don't need to reinforce the Visa hatches at all. You don't. It doesn't really help you that much. If you know they're pushing Visa, sit someone down just sit someone down holding an angle on the hatch. It gets opened, they drop, you gun them down.
Or they just don't care. I guess they have the Legion playing down there.
Now I want to see whether or not you have a 5-man hold downstairs.
Are going to be doing some bandit tricking over there under the garage.
Why is Simba the one playing here?
Door and the yellow stairs.
This is a very weird positioning from Simba, because you normally want your smoke playing in a position that he can throw his smokes but also play safely from, and behind the black car is not that. Then I don't think you have any roamers, and that's a mistake, because
with that Thatcher
yeah,
on,
I think they know that you have no roamers, and that is
easy to get that wall open.
They do not. They are not droning. They're just running in. Okay, so one thing is, if you guys could notice that they're just running in.
They're going for a full roam clear, and I'm counting.
They're gone.
So see how Knight's positioning is, where his crosshair. He's not sure if anybody's around here. He's not sure if the top floor is clear. He's looking. He's not sure what's going on. If you know that, and you know that they're not droning as they enter, you can capitalize on that.
I'm counting.
You can just sit someone down in a weird spot, wait for them to enter, and gun them down.
4 on site and 5 on site, basically. So there's no real.
So J-Wall has a what is it? He has a laser sight on. So anybody coming down spiral staircase, if they see that, they're gonna be able to figure out that he's holding that angle and he's not gonna get a kill.
Bit of a presence.
I mean,
Quaid Brigade just a little bit.
Quaid Brigade. I mean, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Drones are getting out.
So the reason I don't like not having any roamers is you cannot, once the enemy can lock down the staircases and you have no way out, then you're kind of screwed, because they can just open. Right now, based on this lineup, the enemy team has a sledge, a jackal with a shotgun, and a Zofia, all of who can technically be classified as soft destructors, and they can open up everything above in the piano room, and you will not be able to sit in garage safely. And because you can't sit inside of garage safely, you cannot actively contest anything that goes on in there, which will just basically the bomb's gonna go down.
Somewhere to at least waste the clock down, if not to get a kill. But again, at the same time, with how well they've been playing so far,
Simba,
not surprised.
You are the smoke. Do not play aggressive. This is bad positioning from Simba.
And just trying to stop them from pushing.
So I see a Maestro and a smoke in between the wall and Bandit. And the thing is, I'm not annoyed that Bandit's not bandit tricking. I'm confused as to why the Bandit is. I'm confused as to why the smoke and the Maestro, two operators you want playing safely, are not playing safely.
Their way into sight.
It's about to get real sketchy down there with all this vertical play coming from Quaid Brigade. Nidicus playing Sledge, and Savage Turtles playing, Jackal just busting out the floor looking for those footprints. Giving the attacking team that little icon down there.
I'm amazed that nobody's dead on. There we go. Jaeger's now dead. So, I mean, once the vertical pressure comes in, you cannot effectively stay in sight, because you're just going to be running around and they're just going to hold angles and gun you down.
This is exactly what I was saying before. Hard breach not being as valuable as a soft breach on this map with all of these soft floors. And we just see in that example right there, Jaeger taking a ton of damage, and that's going to be the first frag, taking the smoke off with still a minute left. Now no canisters are going to be able to be used. That is a big play by Quaid Brigade as they try to push their way towards a vertical play.
Maestro, okay, Maestro 1, you need to know that you cannot play effectively in that position. And due to that, I mean, that's just, you need to know you cannot play there. And if you, and at that point, you just need to fall back to the basement corridor hallway, because if you don't, then you're, yeah, there's nowhere you can hold. You can, basically basement and security are the only two places you can hold effectively with that. And really this just came down to there's no roam presence, and because of that, it, yeah, that's really it. No roam presence. Everybody gets gunned down once the vertical pressure comes in.
As they try to push their way towards a vertical play on the site, and it seems like Knight is going to get yet another kill onto the Maestro. That's going to be all of their hard plant denials gone. And a third bandit being taken down. Jaeger with only 1 health left. Oh no, he's down, excuse me. Seems like it's going to be all up to Lamp to try to, again, 1v4 this entire team. But Quaid Brigade is just pushing.
I'm pretty sure he's, I think that he saw his feet from the hole right here, and that's how he could, that's how he got the pre-fire.
Going to take that round and does that critical points. I get some more C4 play.
Alright, so downstairs again, Maestro's being dropped for a vigil.
I think,
now Maestro didn't do much that round, however, I can't say anything because wall gets opened almost no matter what, so it's, you don't really need to bring up bandit.
I like the vigil pick. The amount of drones we've been seeing from QB has been pretty intense, so I think the vigil pick is really big.
Definitely glad to see the vigil, especially with how much that Quaid.
I genuinely do not understand this. I mean, that's just turning. You need this room available to rotate around. You need to be able to rotate through here to either go up spiral, to be able to go like that, go like that, go like that, that. You need the ability to just rotate around it. You pivot off of this room without having the ability to actually play it. And I mean, yes, you can still technically play in here. However, this is just going to give information to the enemy team saying, if you are running, okay, they're running into the kitchen, or okay, they're running into the hallway. That's all it is. So I disagree with this.
That I'm seeing here from like from Prime Elite for defense, like they kind of like seem like Mira strats, but there's no, Mira's not banned. They can play her. I'm kind of curious why they don't play Mira.
Maybe they have a already pre-set up idea.
They're saving strats. They're saving strats. That's what
Probably. That's got to be what it is. Where's this vigil at?
Yeah. Good question.
Seems he's going to be sitting on cameras upstairs.
Okay, so one thing is you have a smoke, so send smoke to go get hatches, and when he's getting hatches, he can shotgun open this hatch as well as the one a bit above main lobby, because that lets Vigil save his impact grenades and use them however he needs to in the actual game. Now Vigil is going to have to play the map the same way the attackers do, and he can't be as spontaneous.
Wait, how did Lamp take damage?
It's probably some fire.
How is Smoke dead? Okay, that is just, no, that's just bad on the Smoke. He needs to know where you can get gunned from, and I see you got gunned from the staircase, but that should not happen. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Knight did, actually no, it's a minute in, so I don't know how Knight got, if Knight got droned in or not, but minute in, you shouldn't be expecting people holding angles. So that was
pick for Quaid Brigade.
That was a mistake. Bad positioning from Smoke.
I believe so.
Oh, just missing the shots over there to the Vigil. Disciple rotating down spiral to Archives.
Was it gonna make the same mistake as Smoke here? Absolutely not. Looks like Hard Breach is going to be going out.
Vigil's
I
been
can.
tracked.
Okay, so Vigil, I want to say it's good that he got back to site because well, I want to say it's good and bad. I think that, in my opinion, the Jaeger and the Vigil should be roaming together in order to try and waste as much time as possible and get a pick. Then they should be ready to get back to site if necessary. However, if necessary, like let's say they do try to do the roam, they say, okay, we've wasted enough time, we get back to site or get near site over in the serve area. They then say, okay, they're not holding the spiral staircase. Now we can go up that, flank them, and play aggressively like that. And I think that'd be a better roam in the long term than just a solo vigil, because a solo vigil or just a solo roam means you have to worry about every single angle. You have to worry about enemies coming from every direction, and you have no way of. And I mean, the enemy can put 5-on-1, so I disagree with putting anyone by themselves. I think that you should be playing more as a team, like more as a duo if you're going to be roaming.
Back to site. No, I like that,
Yeah, that's the biggest thing to
little
fear
vertical.
while being that Vigil is having that Jackal still on board. He has to be careful as to where he steps.
We've got a flank coming from Jaeger right here.
Alright, so this was...
Getting the kill onto the
Okay.
Jackal, taking...
So this was really good from J-Wall. And, well, it's really good and also kind of bad. Because it's bad that nobody on the enemy team is just holding the flank and nobody is worrying about it. However, as the team, you should now recognize, okay, they're not holding flanks effectively. Let's use a Valkyrie, get cameras on where our flanks are, and when they're going for their vertical pressure, we figure out which area they're not holding from anymore. Send 2 or 3 flankers together, because right now, if J-Wall and the Vigil together were flanking, that's 2 easy kills. Now he gets 1. But the thing is, now... Oh, good. Okay, this is...
Still have an active battle in the
Wait,
lobby.
this is good. I'm not the biggest fan of positioning, but it's not much you can do about that. Maybe play a little bit... Maybe play behind this... I'd say maybe the best thing is to play behind here while holding an angle on the left side of the doorway, since that's probably where your first threat's going to come from. But with this, J-Wall did great. He got a kill, shot someone up, and now is playing passive so that he can... Like, he can just waste time.
Lobby.
That was actually a smart.
Don't push, J-Wall. Don't push. You have no reason to push.
40
Hi, J-Wall.
seconds
Hi.
left. Knight's taking a lot of damage.
Do not sprint. Okay, never try to be sprinting around when you never just try to sprint around. Go with your gun aimed up already, because
They still got turtles off the board. That was a very good case.
you can be hurt a lot easier. If J-Wall had come around with his gun already actually no, let's see whether or not he would have. But right now, J-Wall just gives away his position by doing all that sprinting.
Taking a lot of damage.
And
Still got turtles off the board. That was a very good case.
yeah, I mean, he misses some shots, and it was more due to low health than anything else. But overall, a good try from J-Wall.
Going back and forth.
No.
J-Wall is it going to be?
So one thing is, if you're downed and you don't see the enemy, go away from him, because you will not, with points off, there's the possibility, like, see how all these shots are coming in above? There's the possibility that Dominator did not see Disciple, actually that's not Disciple, this is J-Wall, that Dominator did not see J-Wall down, and because they didn't see him down, Dominator would have been worried about J-Wall. Now, I will also say that J-Wall, he did a great job on the flank, and he played passive enough at the end of it that it was good. However, at the end, he just started sprinting around instead of just waiting, And if he had just waited and gone a little bit slower, there's a good chance that he could have survived longer, gotten a kill, and possibly won the round.
Going to be able to get that kill that he needs. 2 left.
Plants going
Sophia
down
should not be joining this situation.
Claymore's going down as well.
Alright, so I'm not sure how a bomb gets down in this situation. I want to see whether or not Bandit has his nitro cell still.
Play for time.
No, okay. Simba should not be looking here because there's no real threat coming from here. You know where the bomb's going down. You know Zofia was above. You know Thermite planted, and Maverick you can probably assume is close by.
Simba still holding angles in the back, trying to wait for that flank to come up behind.
This is bad from the two alive because they're pushing by themselves. If you push together, you have a chance of taking a 2-on-1 gunfight, and you have a chance. But with that, it was really just not. Yeah, really. If you're in a man disadvantage, you have to play as a team and play with your buddy, because any 2v3 situations are very winnable, because all that you have to do is win a one-on-one gunfight. So if you two can play off of each other and win one-on-one gunfights because of that, then it's a 2-on-1.
He's gonna have to try to take down all 3 and get the defuse, but
be real blows him.
Aggressive team like Quaid Brigade is what's costing them these rounds. Again, yeah, I hope I see something different. Do the same. What angles they're holding.
The only thing I would have liked to see different, because I do think this lineup is really good, is that maybe the 6 pick going to the pulse. Now you're kind of telegraphing your play. So, but I still think it'll work out well. Having the Valk, doubling up on the Valk is nice. But I agree, they can't keep doing the same thing. They have to change it up a little bit.
I don't like this. I don't like it's the same lineup coming out for the. Because right now Mira's not banned, so your team should basically be relying on that Mira to stop the admin push. Because instead of having those kill holes there, that Prophet, I think it's Prophet, was punching out the Legion, you should have a Mira window there, and that would allow you to. That would just allow you. Yeah, that would just give you the. That would just give you a bit more power on the defense, and if you back that up with a Jaeger device, you can probably survive with the Mira. Now, the next thing is that I want to see this.
But it looks like we are getting the same push from Quaid Brigade here, pushing to.
Can I see what the sledge is doing?
That's where all the drones are.
Okay, so sledge. Okay, so one thing is that.
Sledge downstairs. See, this is.
Was that hatch open? Okay, the hatch is opened above, but no one's playing it. Knight's just walking in, and it's good that someone's on cameras. It's bad that it takes 5 rounds to learn that. So with that, right now your team should realize that Knight's just walking in there, and all you have to do is just hold an angle on that doorway, laying down above, waiting for him to walk in. You can gun him down easy.
Looks like Prophet is going to be playing it safe, not trying to get too aggressive on the main lobby just yet. Playing his time as the rest. Quaid Brigade pushes their way over into admin.
We've got a lot of bodies over.
I see 2 Jaeger ADSs down.
Way over into admin.
And let's go to them. Here we go. So I see the one here, and I'm pretty sure there's one underneath this guy. Just put those on the windows on the very bottom of them, because they'll let you well, they'll block more utility. There's a chance that if a nade is over here, then this one's not going to do anything. So it's be better just to put them on the windows, and then they can stop everything coming in no matter what. The other thing is that I see this Valkyrie camera outside, and it's good that you're trying to get Valkyrie cams outside. Bad that it's taking 5 rounds, but also bad that it's on the complete opposite end as to where the push is coming from. And yeah, so yeah, hold on. So will show you this cam I'm talking about, because the cam being used now is a normal one for stopping a double window push. However, I'm going to show one that's used for I'm going to show you one that I use to tell me whether or not they're pushing from admin. And normally you have to gamble between which one you actually want to go for, because if you choose you only have time to get one out. You can't, because they're both on opposite ends of the building, they're both going outside.
Protect the bombs.
Alright, I also
10 seconds remaining.
this. I can see outside, and I can see all the way into the rotate hole here. So basically, this is why you need to have this wall reinforced. Normally, you reinforce that wall and this wall. But with that, one thing is, if you know they're pushing always from here, just open up every single window, because then they're worried about where this Valkyrie camera would be, and they're not sure which window you threw it out of. Because if you basically think about it, like, if you have to look at 1,000 things, you're never going to look at each one as specifically as if you were told to only look at one thing. Anyway, what you do is you just come over here, throw it out, lands there. And normally, actually, I try to have it a bit higher. I think I flat out missed that. Yeah, I did. I am terrible. Holy shit. What you do is you just throw it out there. The palm trees are going to be protecting it. Normally I try to have it a little bit higher, but because the palm trees are protecting it, it's hard to actually see this camera. And however, with this, you can ping people on the balcony, you can ping people on the windows over here, you can see if they're on the double windows or single window. Because if I know that they're on these two windows over here, then I can play here. Now they can't get me. Now, yes, they can technically nade me still. However, I know that I don't have to worry about this window. I could do whatever I wanted to. I know you can vault up here. I don't feel like doing that. But then if you tell me that, oh, they're on this window? Okay. Now I'm here. And there's nothing they can do. If I want to hold, I can hold right here. If I know they're coming from these two windows. Because these are bulletproof, and a lot of people don't just try and shoot this thing open. And even if they do, a lot of the times you're crouched enough that you're in cover and they're not going to be able to see your head. Because you can actually survive here. The only threat is this window right here. However, if you know, okay, they're only attacking me from these two, well, I can do something there. And if they don't know your positioning here because you're vigil, or maybe you have a mute jammer here and here to stop any drones, then you can do something like that. So with that, like, this is kind of like the adaptation that you need, where it's like, well, I know they're pushing from here, so I can sit my ass down here. Imagine this is whole. Well, okay, they're going to swing in. Okay, free fire. Swing again, free fire. But then if, let's say, okay, I get droned out. I change my position. And let's see, I'm trying to remember where this angle is. I now can hold this angle right here. I can see the top of the window. So in case they try and push me from there. I have cover from the window over here because of the pillar. And I'm concealed from this because of here. And a lot of times people don't want to just shoot through this entire thing to try and find someone holding right here. And so because of that, I can hold here. Then let's say they push me back. Okay, check this window, make sure I'm not going to get killed. Fall back. And now I can... Yeah, now I can just do whatever. But it's kind of like things like that, where it's like, okay, well, I know I can't hold here, so I'm now going to try for here. I'm going to move around. Okay, I was here, now I'm going to move over here. Okay, maybe move over here. Maybe this is already opened up. So let's say you are holding here. What's that? You get droned. Okay, I'm out, but I have a nitro cell, so I check there. I know whether or not anybody... I'm having someone on this camera telling me that it's clear, or maybe I threw all them. Maybe I have a Valkyrie camera right there telling me if someone's in Visa and a teammate's calling it out. Well, now I'm Valkyrie. I have a nitro cell, so now I'm playing below. Are they coming in through the window? Okay, nitro cell here. Okay, they're dead. What's this? They're going to try and come in from the other window. Okay, nitro cell there. Okay, free kill. Fantastic. Now I run back up. Make sure nobody's holding an angle there. Run through. Now I go and I play maybe I play right here, ready to help my team if they try and push in from here. Maybe I go and I watch my team's back on yellow stairs, holding right here, because right here you can't get shot from the skylight, so you can play here safely, relatively, so long as there's not a Capitao or grenades, which is why normally you put a Jaeger device right there. As well as normally why this entire wall, the bottom of it, is opened up. Then onto the other thing I saw with your setup. So this wall is reinforced right here. The reason you need this open is to stop the bomb plant from going down default right there. So with that, if I can play this, I can see angles there. I can then go and shoot if they try and repel in like that. And so there's a lot I can actually do from this position. So yeah, really that's just kind of a little bit of what I saw with this defense, but basically, like, I'd say just you need to try new things. You need to go and explore the maps specifically, because I mean, this right here, these cameras right here on this tree are nothing new in the slightest. This is back from... These are cams I found myself when I was playing on Xbox, and I played from the from the closed alpha to, I want to say Red Crow, so end of year 1. So these cameras right here are not new. They have been in the game, so it's things like this where you have to just try new things, try and experiment, figure out where you can throw cameras that the enemy isn't going to see them. Maybe if you chunk one in the back to try and land all the way on that tree, then that could work, because I mean, I'm never going to look at that tree, I'm going to be honest. Or maybe you chunk it so that it's... There's a good place to throw this. Maybe you throw it onto... Nah, that's not good. But maybe you try and throw it right in between there, because if they're coming from this side, well, they're not going to be paying attention. They can't see anything there. If they're coming from this side, they can't see anything. And if they're down here, then maybe these are covering enough. So it's things like that which you have to try out. So then with that, I'm going to exit this. Oh, no, I do not actually want to exit. I want to go and show you some more stuff on... Let's see, training, Chris player. So I want to show you the issue with the defensive hold, where and the reason why you can't just sit 5 bodies in sight.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Also, if you're wondering why the perspective might seem different than what you're playing with, it's because on PC you can
5 seconds to insertion.
change your display ratio if you're not used to it. I mean, well, if you can change your display ratio between a lot of different things. Right now, the default for a console, I think, is 16:9 on 60 FOV, while I'm playing on 4:3 at 75 FOV. You may not know that since, I mean, you play on console. I didn't know about aspect ratios until I came over. Anyway, the issue, you know, easier to come over here. The issue, one, why you can't bandit trick is that everything above here is soft. So the enemy can just open it up. They can even open up from the, where is that? They can even open up from the window to get an angle down here. So that's why you can't just really sit. That's why you can't really bandit trick this, because you have the window there, you have everything above, and then somebody can just swing in from the yellow staircase on either side of it, and so there's nowhere. If you're locked in an animation to try and bandit trick, it's not going to work. Then the next problem with holding sight is, well, right here. Well, it's soft above. Well, let's say you try and hold pillar. I think you're actually relatively safe here. However, you may still be able to get shot from there. Where is this? I know there's an angle here. Yep. So, with garage open, well, even with garage not open, so you can't hold here because you can get shot from above here. You can't hold behind black because, once again, soft. So you can't hold here. You can't hold behind white because the entire thing is soft. You can't hold here. Actually, nope. Well, that's soft there, so can't. Do I still have this? So can't hold here. Can't hold here. Can possibly hold here, probably not though. I don't think you can effectively hold here, mainly because you can get gunned from outside pretty easily, in my opinion. You can try to hold here, but actually no, you can't because angles exist. Can't hold here. So this is why you have to have pressure from the roamers. You have to be able to either waste time or waste bodies. And now I'll go upstairs to show you the angles from the top floor perspective. So this gets you the angle on pipes. Then bandit tricking. Behind white van. Well, yeah, behind white van here. Okay, so no, you cannot play by the column safely, so no, you can't play there. Can't play in the corner. And rotate hold. Well, that's the kitchen door. So that's why you cannot effectively rotate. I mean, what am I talking about? That's why you cannot effectively just sit in sight on this map. Then the next thing is, yeah, really, you just can't. Anyway. Now you're wondering, now you have to kind of figure out, well, how do we want to hold this now? So, in my opinion, so the way that I think that your team should, well, it's kind of hard to say because it differs on each team and each individual push. Let's say that if the enemy is just walking in through this doorway over here, then I'd put your roamers upstairs, holding an angle like that from upstairs to the doorway. And you know, I will actually go upstairs to show you, and I took the wrong stairs. So here, you can see the doorway. No one can enter there without you knowing about it. And yes, you are technically exposed to here. However, if you're holding here, put a few bullets. Okay, window gets opened. Okay, give it up. Fall back. Alright, so now you've fallen back a little bit. Maybe put some more bullets. Fall back over to this area. Now, normally if you're going to want somebody with impact, so maybe you make a rotate hold there. And you then make sure, see if the windows are being covered. If they're being covered, give it up and say drop down this hatch, which would have been opened if you had a smoke go and get the hatches to reinforce them. And then on the way, just shotguns out this hatch here and this hatch here. So you then can drop down to the, so if you check whether or not this is clear, well, you can... If this is clear and you don't have to worry about it, then just hold angles here. Maybe you just put a few shots through the wall just in case you think they're coming in. Make them a little bit scared, like, hey, yeah, we're still up here. We're still going to fight you. Then fall back a little bit. Maybe have somebody hold an angle right here while the other guy holds this angle. And so with that, your duo can then hear if anybody's coming up the yellow stairs. And if necessary, well, okay, we've wasted enough time. We fall back here. We fall back down that hatch. Or maybe if somebody's on the double windows, then instead of falling down this hatch, you fall down the main lobby hatch. Check if anybody's holding the main door outside. Check angles here. So you basically fall down. As you fall down, check here. Then you come around. Guns aim, clearing corners. Make sure nobody's here. One person just goes and sits inside a bathroom, just waiting right about here. The other person maybe goes and starts peeking piano, clearing. So coming around, clearing angles, clearing angles, clearing angles. Okay. Well, it's safe here, so I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to sit down behind the piano right here. I'm not exposing myself to here. If I put myself right here, yes, I'm exposed to the window. However, if somebody wants to come in, then they're going to have to open it up. And then if I hear somebody coming from this way, turn and shoot. If I hear somebody coming from here, stand up and shoot. So that's kind of what your thought process should be as a roamer. It should be, okay, well, here's the series of steps that we're going to take. We're going to go from the first area to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, and slowly go through the entire map. Because very rarely can you actually hard hold an area. I fucked up my throat. Anyway, that's just kind of the thought process there. And there we go. Wait, why is... Oh, I am a moron. It was on my other monitor, so I was wondering why it wasn't appearing in the recording. Anyway. That's kind of the thought process with the roam. You kind of just go and kind of figure out where the enemy's pushing from, where their holes are, and just go like that. Anyway. For that, we go back to your video. Okay, Jaeger has gone gun there, and he has gone grenaded there. He needs to change positions. You do not stand there.
Admin this time. I mean, they're just having something unmovable object meets an unstoppable force. I mean, this is what's happening. They're just moving more defenders over there to counter the same play. I'm really interested. I really want this pulse.
Prophet. Okay, this is bad pulsing.
Behind this wall right here.
Pulse's job in this situation is to stop the plant from going down. That means you have to wait. You have to just wait it out. You can't just be going, can't just be trying to run around with your sensor up saying, hey, where are you at, because they know you're there.
Who is... That's Sophia. Yeah, Sophia and Pulse are right next to each other.
And then the enemy has read into this defensive hold. Good kill from the Pulse
and
there.
There it is, right through that soft window. He is going to be able to get that pick.
There is absolutely no reason why the Valkyrie should be getting gunned here. There is no purpose in peeking this doorway right here when all you have to do is sit and wait. You had equalized, like the Jaeger had died, then it was equalized, and like Jaeger dies, equalized by taking out the Zofia, and then Valkyrie throws away her life, because that's what it was. That was the throwing away of the life.
Off on the Zofia. However,
And that's a nitro cell gone. You could have had that Valkyrie say, okay, I'm going to rotate down to play with the Pulse, and we're going to have 2 nitro cells ready to stop this plant.
To be the cost of that, and Knight does pick up yet another one. Again, not really putting any reinforcement on this wall. They're not really expecting anyone to be pushing this wall when Knight has came in and took advantage of it twice. Seems like all... Exactly.
He just wallbanged the guy right here before. I mean, so you really
Yeah, well, it really should be reinforced.
I think that the Doc has switched up his angle. I think it's really good. Much better angle to hold.
A minute
Here
left.
we go. We still have the Pulse down below. He still has the C4.
No. Pulse's job is to stop the bomb plant, not to get kills.
It is going to be off. Unfortunately, he is not going to be able to get
He
that kill.
downed.
But yes, he does
He
get
downed
the
the
down.
termite.
Now the down was gotten, however,
And the jackal, that's
that
a
doesn't
good
really.
play.
Oh yeah, now it did.
Not going to be able to get.
Really, this is just the. I just need to see more right now.
that kill, but
The bad nitro cell, waste of one.
off, and it is
Disciple was
minute
killed.
I think that the doc has switched up his
Okay.
angle.
What?
It's really good. Really, a reinforcement would be great.
I want to see.
I think that the doc.
Alright, from what I can see, this wall is not open, and that is a mistake. That is one of the necessities of this of a defense up here, because you need to be able to create the long angle from bathroom to the doorway. And if you had just invested if your team had invested the reinforcement to just stop any bathroom angle, and you played outside a bathroom rather than in it, then it would work.
Doc has switched up his angle.
And you wouldn't have to put Disciple into this room where he really isn't going to be able to effectively hold.
a minute
Here
left.
we go. We
Yes,
still have the pulse down below. He still has the C4.
yes, he does
He
get
downed
the
the
down.
termite.
So, here. Nitro Cell goes out. Legion gets gun because he's in a bad position.
It is going to be off. Unfortunately, he is not going to be able to get
He
that kill.
downed.
But yes, he does
He
get
downed
the
the
down.
termite.
He downed the third and the jackal.
Alright, so Simba, he said, okay, I think he's high, he was low.
He downed the third
Loses the
and
gunfight,
jackal. That's a
is
good
what it
play.
is. You lose gunfights at times. However, if this wall had been opened, there would be no reason for Simba to be peeking here and could instead just be holding the angle.
Oh, but it looks like he's going
And
to
then-
be the only one left.
so
as
Pulse
the
is-
rest of PE does get taken
So
down.
Pulse is still alive. However, his Nitro Cell is gone.
Try to stop
Once the Nitro Cell is gone, you really should.
Actively looking for the planter.
Yeah.
He's getting up on a table. He knows.
So once the Nitro Cell is gone, you really have to go and start pushing for kills with your team.
Can't hit him right here. Let's see what happens. Oh.
Now Prophet does get the kill, so good on him for that.
Glad to see this finally starting to
No,
come
not
out.
like-
Profit just putting in work from down below.
They switched the
Plant is
sights
going
on
down.
him. It's too late. They switched the sights.
A good
on him.
try from Prophet.
Smart play from QB.
Okay. Ah, no. Okay, so in that situation, wait, how did Prophet get a triple kill that round? Curious about that, but anyway, when you're in a 1v2 situation, the biggest thing you can do is not give away your position. So don't shoot unless you have to, and don't go sprinting around even if the timer is going down, because you're just going to almost be throwing away your life to a degree. Because if they can change from having one gun to two guns on you, then that's big. And then both of them were expecting the Prophet to go yellow, but instead he came spiral. And the thing is, I would be expecting Prophet to come yellow as well. So if he had just remained a little bit calmer and had been looking, waiting for sound cues, and just going for trying to play a little bit more sneakily, there's a good chance he could have actually he could have killed the sledge, and then it's a one-on-one.
Shooting through that soft wall instead of looking through the opening there, get taken down. That's going to be an offensive round for. I mean, that switched off.
All right, last defensive round.
I mean,
How will you do
Oh,
this?
5 rounds down, they're going to have to do something.
Prime Elite has an answer for it though.
Oh, 5 rounds down, they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to answer that call eventually. If not, it is going to cost them the game. Knight wasting no time to push his way up in the main lobby. He's been doing damage so far with this sledge play here.
Right, they know Jaeger's positioning. You just get out of there, change positions. Will he die by the spiral staircase? Maybe. No, he gets the kill on spiral. Good job.
RB that takes Sophia off the board for Quaid Brigade. Prophet still alive.
Okay, double roam coming up upstairs. No reason to push this. You know the position.
It's going to be Savage Turtles upstairs.
No, not. Never hit a wall. Yeah, just never hit a wall. Because it just, you very rarely are ever going to be able to actually get a good angle. Normally, it's like if you hit the wall, it's going to be like this, where you can see this much. But the enemy, if they're anywhere outside of here, and say this big screen, anywhere in this general area around it, then you're not going to see them. And they're going to see exactly where you hit it, realize, oh, hey, they have to be really close to hit that. I'm just going to shoot there.
Trying to get down Disciple here. Or Prophet, excuse me. Disciple's up there as well.
2v1 up on the second floor. The Jaeger's kind of backed off a little bit. I hope that does not spell trouble for Prime Elite. Nidakis
How did Disciple get gunned?
2v1
The Prophet's upstairs.
The Jaeger's kind of backed off a little bit. I hope that does not spell trouble for Prime Elite. Nidakis coming in to get the kill on this 2v1 up on the second floor. The Jaeger's kind of backed off a little bit. I hope that does not spell trouble. For Prime Elite.
Is he playing the hatch?
Is coming in. 2v1 up on the second floor. The Jaeger's kind of backed off a little bit. I hope that does not spell trouble.
Was he at full health? Yeah, I almost want to say that Knight just shot him through the floor, which would have been a good heads up play from Knight. And there's not really much Disciple could do against that.
To get the kill on Disciple in Projector. Through the floor. Oh, it had to have been through the hatch. I don't know how he did that.
Must have been either a good call out to the floor or something. But this man putting in that work as the Sledge player here. I mean, my God, he's doing something. Looks like Prophet is going to be the last roamer trying to make his way around, see if he can try to get something here.
Drone comes down from hatch, and you can see it right there, right here.
Going to be the last roamer trying
see it a little bit.
Way.
You're gonna miss things. It's important to just pay attention to like little things like that. Also, I want to see. But yes, hatch was open.
Be the last roamer trying to make his way. My God, he's doing something. Looks like Prophet is going to.
Okay, so this impact right here, I don't like because it forces you to play stagnantly, holding the angle, and instead, if you want to hold if you want to. Like, I understand. Hold on. What am I saying? Okay, so I don't like this because it forces you to play a bit more stagnantly. While if you actually wanted to be paying attention to this doorway, you can open up the wall here. If you're upstairs, you open up that wall and the hatch, and you can crouch, and it gives you an angle down through there. I will actually show you that later.
Last roamer trying to make his way around, see if he can try to get something here as Nidakis does.
Okay, so Prophet gets droned out. Now, I kind of wish that he had gone upstairs rather than downstairs, just because I think he could do a good amount more. Now, I like he's not running right back to site. He's getting ready to go for a flank.
Still on the second floor. He needs to get down the site. Closer to site.
That hatch was open. By the way, in piano.
Okay.
Okay, Jackal gets tracked. Falls back.
45 seconds left. The attack needs to get the plant down soon. You don't want to be forced into those final seconds where the defense can just rush you. I really would like to see this Jackal get closer to the garage door so they could get those smokes out. Nike is getting a kill on Simba.
And now just pressure from above comes down.
Hundo gonna kill
Legion
Link,
dying,
taking
I
the
don't think he should be there.
bandit off the board.
And it's
And
over.
the final kills, Wongstar and Hundo getting him on J-Wall and Prophet.
Wow. I don't know what to say there. That was very clean by Quaid Brigade coming in there. There was only 30 seconds left, and in a matter of 30 seconds, it was all they needed to take down all of Prime Elite.
So I think the issue there was you kind of switched from you had a good. So for the first few rounds, you had a lineup with the Maestro and Smoke, where that's good for stopping the plant on that site. However, you didn't have any roamer presence, and because of that, they could just apply vertical pressure. So the overall ability to kill 30 seconds or stop the plant with those operators is they're not gonna be effective, because if you can only stop 30 seconds worth of plants and there's a minute left, then you didn't waste enough time. So I think that this round was kind of a polar opposite, where you invested in the roam rather than the actual the plant denial. However, you need to invest in both, and due to just being forced to run out to stop the plant, you get gunned down.
As now we move to
Besides,
the 6th
we could come back.
round here.
Alright, so you don't know where you're attacking, so you bring the thermite. Alright, so with this. So one thing is thermite and Hibana. In my opinion, Hibana is better on this map. Now the reason why is due to the upstairs. You almost never have to actually run. Well, two reasons. You almost never have to actually utilize the entirety of a thermite charge, and all you really need is a rotate hole and a sight line in the garage right here, where if you open up a rotate hole right here and a sight line right about here, that will still let you see enough garage go in for a plant, get out, and protect that plant, that you don't have to bring you're not required to bring thermite for a garage take. However, then the reason why I think Hibana is a bit superior is you can open up this. You can take admin, go to copy room with Hibana, get an angle, open up this wall right here, which makes it impossible to play inside a meeting if you have someone playing on the double windows. So by doing that, you can just by doing that, it makes taking meeting pretty easy. And then if you say had a Capitao out here, then you can smoke and fire here, run in and plant, and you're good. Just something to keep in mind.
Quaid Brigade. I hope I'm not. I know it's.
That's right.
I know I'm
That's
saying
correct.
it right. Every time I say it,
It's
sounds
different
as
words,
though I'm
man.
not. I know.
How many times in your life have you said the word Quaid? You probably said Quaid more times in this stream than you have in your entire life. Someone is Quaid on the team, and it's his brigade.
Well, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, this is it. This is match point. They either take it all or they go home with nothing. I like the setup that they do have, though. It is a very nice setup. Twitch and IQ being brought on the board, as well as the Jackals. Not a lot of soft breach other than the Zofia, but
You don't need a lot of soft breach for this site.
With the amount of electronics on the board, I think it's good. Oof.
That was a
Have to get
quick
in
shot.
under see who is up there.
Okay, so IQ just standing outside this window is not the play, because IQ needs to be looking around for Valkyrie cameras, because those Valkyrie cameras will tell they'll tell the defenders, hey, you can do a jump out, hey, you can't do a jump out, hey, they're pushing from here, they're not pushing from here, rotate around here.
Board, I think it's good.
So that should be her main focus right now.
That was a
Have to get
quick
in
shot.
under see who is up there.
I believe that was Hundo.
Okay, we've got some window play coming from Prime Elite. They're checking out admin. They want to take that like a purposely placed some reinforcements right there on the kitchen wall and on the, oh no, that is a Valkyrie shotgun.
They want to do it so bad. They want to.
Oh.
I don't know what the hell's happening.
That was Hundo.
Alright, so okay, one thing is for Thermite, really he should just get a Claymore down on this door, then rappel up to the Jackal as well, then start droning, because if let's just say Jackal gets gunned here, there's no way Thermite can actually back up. There's no way Jackal can, there's no way Thermite can get the refrag. So Thermite here, yes, you're being good droning people, but it's not good that you're kind of, you aren't really, you aren't helping your team as much as you can.
Okay, we've got some window play coming from.
Now, I'm not sure what IQ is doing.
They want to take that, like a purposely placed some reinforcements right there on the kitchen wall and on the, oh no, that is a Valkyrie shotgun.
Alright, one with the Jackal, do not ever take a fucking fight with his shotgun. That is just dumb. Like, that's just dumb. There's no other word for it, because if Valkyrie wasn't already injured here, there's a good chance that shotgun wouldn't have gotten the one hit on her. And her shotgun is better than Jackal's shotgun, so that is not the play. Paywall then gets the frag. Refrag comes up onto Disciple. Disciple is the IQ. How did IQ get gunned? So
Reinforcements right there. Okay, we've got some window play coming from Prime Elite. They're checking out admin. They want to take
so IQ, I see her below there.
purposely placed.
One thing, there's no reason for IQ to be contesting anything. I mean, if she wants to, just put her Claymore down, shoot open the door, and then rappel up and go help your team. You can bait the enemy into jumping into a Claymore, and you can also help your team. Because right now, yeah, so full health IQ right here. Last time Valkyrie, I meant IQ. Now 60 HP IQ. So once you lose half your HP, you should just say, okay, yeah, there's no purpose in me taking this fight. It's a Jaeger. He doesn't have a nitro cell, so I don't gotta worry about him playing. Don't worry about him playing vertically, and we can just hold angles. But that really was not the play, and that was not good. I'm going to assume that you guys have not droned out long desk and you don't know if it's clear or not. So Prophet rappelling in here is a mistake. And yeah, so he comes over and starts holding an angle here when he's not even sure if it's clear. So if anybody was holding it, if anybody was ready for him to rappel in, they could have gunned him down.
The Visa stats. Oh, Savage Turtle's getting a devastating headshot on the Prophet P.
He just hit a nice shot.
Jaeger taking the Zofia off the board.
One thing I'll say is, in my opinion, even if it's on console, you should always be standing up, because so many people don't aim at head level that, and this is especially true on console, that if you like, most people aim at around crouch level, that if, like, right now, I'd say that Prophet is doing what I'm, like, right now the Jaeger is doing what I want Prophet to do, where when he takes the fight, he's standing up, because this is, yes, this is crouch level. However, I'm always assuming that head level is standing because you move faster. And if Prophet was holding an angle at head level here, and I mean head level as in standing head level, then there's a good chance he would have won this fight, because Prophet gets one tapped right here, and that tells me that Savage was holding an angle at crouch level. So this is it's like kind of weird to explain, like, oh well, I crouch because they aim at the head, but now you should not crouch because they're now aiming they're aiming at crouch level and not standing level. And it's kind of an annoying thing. There's no right answer, and it's going to change every week. But I'm under the belief that if you take a fight, try and take it standing, you move faster. If their aim is off even a little, then they get punished for it, and I think it just helps you.
Turtle's getting a devastating headshot on the Prophet PE. That is Jaeger taking the Zofia off the board. 3v3 situation. I mean, Harmleet's got to win this. Savage Turtle's getting a kill on J-Wall. That is Thatcher.
There's no reason why the Twitch should be dying to the Jaeger when within 5 seconds.
Situation.
Nope.
I mean, Harmleet's got to win.
Minute 15 gets killed.
Savage Turtle's getting a kill on J-Wall. That is.
So within 4 seconds can get all the way down to basement. There's no reason for the Twitch to even be there, and she needs to be backing up her team more. So right now, I'd say that IQ and Twitch kind of threw away their lives in their positions, and they took fights that they had no reason to take.
In on the Twitch.
That is a triple kill for Savage Turtles. He's going to try to come in and take this ace.
You gotta let him do it.
Already on 3. Let's see if he goes to 4. And if he goes to 4, you already know what he has to do.
I like this. Prime Elite slowed it down. You know they're trying to get some intel out. They just threw a drone out. They're saying, hey, watch this drone. Let me know what this looks like. They know that Jaeger is just sitting right there.
30 seconds left.
If they want to push this Jaeger, they need to smoke. You need to smoke out this doorway, because if you don't smoke out this doorway, any of the defenders can swing as you try and kill this Jaeger.
With what they got, still 3v2. Just missed the head of Savage.
You know Jaeger's here, so this was a bad play from the Thermite.
Simba sneaking through that wall as Thermite. Down by the Maestro.
And it's over.
Ray Brigade will take it with a 7-0.
So, really, this just looks to me like you're not a Consulate team, and in all honesty, there are teams that aren't Consulate teams. There are teams which just don't like certain maps, and I personally don't like Consulate. I think that's too stale and there's not enough you can do on it. And I'd say that your team relies on I want to say you're almost supporting operators. Well, not supporting operators. I want to say you're almost... None of you are really fraggers. And I'm not trying to say that as in a bad thing. It's just a play style where some people are the Ash Jaeger mains, Ash Doc mains at this point, and some people are the more Capital or Hibana Thermites or the Maverick players. And, I mean, really, your team just doesn't look comfortable on Consulate. There's nothing, like, really, really amazing. It looked more to me like you just had trouble with, like, the overall strategy just wasn't there, and you had issues adapting to a lot of things that were coming at you, where, I mean, Jaeger tries to play the same position for, I think, the third 3 rounds in a row. You try and do a heavy hold downstairs, but because you can't deal with the vertical pressure you lose, then you decide to go for a roam, and it's somewhat successful, but once when it comes down to the plant, you end up going, well, we now have what is it? Oh yeah. So basically you had the roam, and then you said, okay, well, now the plant's going down, but we have no way of actually contesting it, so we lose there. So it just comes down to kind of the adaptability isn't there. And it's really, that's something which comes kind of with, it comes a little bit with experience, a little bit with having a team, a little bit with experience just as a player, team synergy, as well as a strategy coming out from the team. So for now, here I want to boot up Siege, and I want to kind of show you some. Yeah, would that be the easiest? Yeah, I'm gonna go through the map again. And I'll try and show you guys a little, kind of how I would do it, how I would defend. 10 out of 10 you play. 10 out of 10. I genuinely don't care. Hold on. Why is the go to shit? No, my connection is there. I do not understand why this doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, doesn't matter in the long term. There's a player. Switch teams. Start. So one thing I'll say is, if you go to, let's see, I'm gonna pull it up. There is a YouTube channel called Rainbow Six Esports VODs, and they have all of literally every game from every region, basically stretching back like a year. And I'd say just look at the European and North American games. Oh shit. I just fucked up. Holy shit.
Secure the bombs.
I need to go Valkyrie for this, but anyway, I'd say go with any of the North American or European teams and look at their Consulate game. Look at a team called Team Empire. They're a European team, and they're known for basically having one strategy that they just do better than everybody else. And because they do it better, they don't lose. Really, you let me change everything else besides the fucking skins? How do you even know my skins? Game is weird.
Secure the bombs.
Okay, so starting off in the defense.
10
So
seconds.
first thing, we deal with the console office.
5 seconds and counting.
Basically, you
Op 4 has yet
shotgun
to locate a bomb.
you shotgun out this. Now the reasoning you shotgun out this is, one, if they're pushing yellow stairs, you can swing on them from inside of here, and if they are trying to repel into here, then you can play right about there. So that's why you kind of then this wall right here is reinforced. You always need this reinforced so they can't just walk up yellow stairs and open it up. Then with that, you don't worry about that. This wall, yeah, this will be easiest. This wall becomes reinforced right here. And then you can either have a rotate hole here or a rotate hole here. Normally I prefer having, well, really it doesn't matter. You have a rotate hole in one of them and you have a kill hole in the other, so you can peek these double windows here. With that, you then come over here. This entire wall is reinforced. So right now, if we count the reinforcements, we have 1 there, 2 there, 3 and 4 go here. Number 5 goes on this wall. This is so just in case a Hibana comes to this window, Hibana's here, can't just go and send another set of pellets here. Or just, well actually no, it forces that, but then you normally can destroy that without too much issues. It's so that you can't Hibana open this and then just shoot 3 to kill anyone there. So, 2 reinforcements there, 3 there, 4 there, 5 there. Then on this wall, reinforcement number 6. You did this right the first few rounds you went up here. 6 and 7. And then shotgun out this. Now, I like making sure you cannot vault this. The reasoning for that is you cannot just walk. You can't just walk up here and then jump in. You have to actually either go around here or go through the doorway here. Then, with that angle existing there, you have a player playing here. You can watch the doorway and then switch to long desk if you ever need to. So now they're going to have issues pushing up here. They're going to have issues coming through the doorway. Then then I think you have 3 reinforcements left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So you have 7 reinforcements in total used right now. Number 8 will go right here. Enough of you got gunned that you know why that exists. And so now you have 2 reinforcements. So you can put these wherever. Some teams like to put it on this wall to stop a Hibana from shooting out the bottom of here. However, it's really just personal preference. You may want to put it on the bathroom wall. You may want to put it on this wall. I don't know. But you have 2 reinforcements to do whatever the hell you want to with them. Just basically make sure you don't put it on either of these 2 walls right here, because you need... Basically, if I know you only have to come in through one, I can just hold an angle. So, with that, you then move on to how you actually play this site. So, the way that I like it is you put a Jaeger right here. Well, yeah, basically you put a Jaeger right here. He puts an ADS here, and he has 1 in his pocket. The other one you change based on how the push comes out. If they push through B, you put it on that window. If they push through A, you put it on that window. Or if they're not pushing through the actual... If they're not pushing through the actual window, you can put it on the door to stop any utility from coming through. But with this Jaeger, you either are playing right here or right about here. So the reason why is if you play here, the default grenade won't get you. However, if somebody wants to, they can bounce a grenade off here and it kills you. So it's kind of well, if they think I'm holding here, they're going to throw a nade there, so I move here. If they think I'm holding here, I move here. You can have a rotate hold if you want to. However, that's your choice. You just have to be worried about the window. Some teams like to have a rotate there. It's just one of the options you have. If necessary, you can get out if they're throwing nades. What's that? They're done throwing nades. I'm back in. So you have Jaeger playing here. Then you have Smoke playing... I would say this is probably the safest position from here. He's safe from here. He only has to worry about this window, but, I mean, most people will not rappel up on this window, so it's not really that much of an issue. If it really is an issue, he can rotate out in some form or way. I mean, a lot of this is just a basic setup, and how you play it is what's going to determine whether you win or lose. And, I mean, if the Smoke plays here and just sits here and does nothing at all, and it's just like, oh, I have to hold here, I have to hold here, I have to hold here, and there's a Blackbeard on that window, then he's gonna die. You have to be able to make a strat work when it's not supposed to by adapting to it. No strategy is ever gonna survive every single attack. Then, so you have Smoke here, you have Doc / Maestro / whoever you want to holding an angle there. You have Jaeger playing here. And because of this, well, if Doc gets gunned, Jaeger can now move over here. If the Smoke gets gunned, then you have the ability you're close enough that you can go for a refrag. You can also go for just change positions, because, I mean, if you have what? You have one person playing here, one person playing 6 meters away, and one person playing roughly 11 meters away. You have the ability to contest a lot. So... well, you have the ability to adapt a lot. You're never really alone. You have teammates you can rely on. Then, if you want to, you can hold admin office. Now, you're never going to be able to hold admin office every time. However, this is something that I think a mute / Valkyrie can do pretty well. Because if you put a mute jammer down, say right here, you can't get it from this window or from this window. I also don't think you can get it from that window. Actually, that's arguable. It's arguable. it's a maybe, but most people aren't going to shoot that open to go for a mute jammer right there. And then if you put a mute jammer on this window, that's going to stop a lot of drones. Now they can get shot out, yes, and they're not going to stop everything, but it can waste time. So you then have a Valkyrie. You can open up all the windows here. You can get some cams outside, and one of your teammates, probably the smoke, can get on them. Because if you get this camera set up, here we go. This is the way I like my camera, because this thing can ping still. However, I can't see the camera. So this camera, if you're just pinging, you will ping everything on the east side and on the south side over here just by doing that. So Smoke can be doing that, which can tell you, which if he's doing that, then he doesn't have to worry about somebody coming onto his connector window, because by being on that connector window, you can see if they're rappelling up or rappelling down. So you don't have to worry too much about that. So you can waste time with that. Then you can have the hatch open, ready to drop in case you need to. You can then, if it's a mute and a Valkyrie, well, if you both give it up, you can chunk a nitro cell up below the windows. Go for that. If you're feeling ballsy, you can go for a run out onto the windows.
If you remain in this area.
You can do a lot from here. You can even have that pre-opened and just have them scared. You can then, if you know that they're on, you can have this double hit so that you can jump out, kill anyone on that window.
You have been spotted by hostiles. Fall back.
And then you can just waste time outside. Because, I mean, once you do the... Normally, if you run out of this window, you're gonna die. I've seen someone named Joystick just... I've seen him jump out...
Area.
Actually, no, I think it was here he did.
Spotted.
I think he jumped out of here, gunned either someone there or someone there, ran back inside, then peeked this like this. I managed to get like another kill or two. It was actually really impressive. But also a very big oversight from the other team. Also, Joystick's on Team Empire, if you were curious. That's kind of how you can hold the upstairs. Now, since I have 16 seconds left, I'm going to go onto the attacking side and
10 seconds left.
tell you what I think should happen on that side.
5.
So that's kind of the defense you can do. You can also bring a Mira into there, but a lot of times Mira is banned, so... No, isn't it? That's just kind of a basic setup that you can go for. Now, onto the attack. So, the attack, you want to bring a... What am I thinking? You want a Hibana? I'm trying to think.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
No, I honestly can't even remember. Really can't remember what I would want on
10
here.
seconds to go.
Hibana,
5 seconds to
Nomad,
go.
Buck. Hibana, Nomad, Buck.
Bomb must be located and defused.
And 2 picks to counter whatever the enemy brings. If they bring Maestro, bring Twitch. If they bring an IQ, if they bring a Valkyrie or a... if they bring a Valkyrie or a Echo, bring an IQ. Anyway, first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to have the Nomad hit that double window, because that will stop any run out, which then allows your team to rappel up onto this window. So you have one person basically, I would say honestly, you should have one person already up here, rappelling on the right side. Do not hit this open, just shoot it open, and just holding an angle like this. Or not even holding it, but just, yeah, kind of just holding an angle, just looking for an early pick or something with a Nomad charge here, just kind of to apply some early pressure. Because a lot of teams, if they're feeling comfortable in sight, they're going to play they're going to feel a lot safer and make a lot less mistakes. But if you're already applying pressure 30 seconds in, they're going to be worried, and they may bring someone back to sight, which can make the push easier. But then you're going to, with the other 4 remaining players, you basically are going to put 3 players basically one on that window, one on this window, one on this window, and then the person number 4 is going to be droning, and he's going to be waiting. I think the best area is almost right behind here, behind the van, because, or right here, because his purpose is if there's a run out from the doorway, he turns up and just guns whoever comes out. So basically, you have the people, he threw his drone, he gets to cover, he's now droning his team in, they say run out, he comes up, pre-firing, there's a kill, maybe your teammate dies, but at worst, it's a trade. So now it's a 4v4. We still have 2 people on the windows. So with those 3 people, you just clear out admin, and you then enter admin. So you have now entered admin, and from here you now need to worry about a few things. First, you want to open up this to make sure that nobody can be really going for a flank on you. And with that, basically just clearing out below, you make sure there's no nitro cell, and then you have somebody holding an angle right here. So now let's just say you still have all 5 people alive. So one person's holding an angle here, one person is holding the double south windows. So you still have 3 bodies left. So with that, I also really want to get an angle like this. Yes, you can. Okay. It's curious. Anyway, with the remaining 3 people, you send Hibana to either Hibana or Buck, whoever you have. If this wall is soft, you send Buck. If it's reinforced, you send Hibana. You're not there to make rotates, you're just there to make a sight line. All that does is it applies pressure because that's the default plant spot. So then, with the remaining players, you basically will have one person holding an angle right here, making sure nobody can play aggressively here. One person... Actually, wait, no, this person actually does not need to be here. I had an oversight there. Because you have somebody on the double windows, making sure nobody can play aggressively here, and somebody watching the stairs from here, so you don't have to worry about the stairs or even about this entire site. Then Hibana is going to come over here, and she is going to open up the bottom of this, because some people like to put a shield down and just play right about here. However, this also gives you sightline onto behind here. So because of that, you now cannot safely hold inside of this bomb site. At this point, let's see, I'm trying to remember who I told you to go. Let's see. Oh, that's right, I like bringing Capital. Let's just say you bring Capital as well. So you have a Buck, a Nomad, a Hibana, and a Capital. Capital is... I'm trying to figure out where... Okay, so Capital is going to be outside this window. He's the one playing here, while Nomad is inside with their team. And this wall is normally going to be opened, just because that's how people like to hold it. So you can't just walk in. Capital being repelling right here, well, now he's going to come around. He's going to smoke, and with those smoked, you're now going to have the person run in, and you have two options. The first is you default plant behind the bomb. Bomb will normally be right there. Or... that was annoying, but the other... yeah, the default plant spot is actually right here. However, people also plant behind here. So it really just depends on, I mean, is that furniture been destroyed yet? Are they worried about that? Are they worried about here? It depends. So, Capital is here. Nomad, I would say, let's say Hibana opens up here, checks for picks, runs around to, not through here, but runs around to here with the diffuser. You then can have Buck just holding right about here. He's not there to play aggressive. He's just there to make sure nobody can swing out here and go for a flank. So he's just here, holding an angle, just waiting. So let's see. Cap's over there. Hibana's getting ready for a plant. Buck is here. Cap. Hibana, Buck. You then have one person still holding the flank, because someone's going to go for that a lot of times. One person holding the flank. And so now you still have the fifth person, the Nomad. Nomad can come over, and just hit that with a quick air jab. Then maybe come over here, hit that with a quick air jab, at which point Buck now can play even more passively. But once the plant goes down, well, Hibana's right here waiting. Runs in the moment that the smokes go down, smoke and fire goes down from the Capital, where it's basically, okay, you need me, okay, smoke, 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 fire, fire. And once that happens, or just repel in, so you repel it, so it's safe, okay, smoke, well, let's see, smoke, smoke, switch, fire, fire. They can't push you, they can't see you, and now you can do that. However, let's just say that, and just in case maybe there's someone playing below, at which point you have to make the call to your team, send probably the Nomad once she's done her job, just send her below right before you do the push. Where's the safest place? But you basically just send her around this area. She drones herself and is now just looking for anybody trying to go for a nitro cell. You're there more just to apply pressure than actually get a kill. And that's kind of the basic admin take you can do. The other one is a console take, but that's not really too necessary. Well, by necessary, yeah, really, most teams don't do that. But now, just a quick angle I want to show you guys for a lobby defense, since I'm not going to go over lobby, is you can shotgun out this wall. You can now look all the way down. So just something to keep in mind. And with that, I'm now going to go into a defense of the basement. And kind of the... Oh, that's right, I'm at 200 HP. One grenade isn't enough.
We have been eliminated.
I sort of a shotgun. Oh yes, that's right, he does. And he has one of the better shotguns for destruction. Anyway, with this, Maestro, in my opinion, is one of the biggest, one of the best defenders on basement.
Down to 10 seconds.
Because you use the little Alda. I'm not going to use it because I have this shotgun. But you basically, if I rotate here, and most of the time you do not actually play behind white van, because you can technically get gunned from here, but also because your feet, I think, can actually get shot from outside. But with this, let's just start, before I go into the technicals with the operators, I'm going to just go over reinforcements. Basically, reinforced, reinforced, reinforced. Then, come over here. Middle one's reinforced, so there are 4 reinforcements. Number 5 goes there. Number 6 on that hatch. No, I really don't give 2 shits by that hatch. And then, yeah, really the other reinforcements go wherever you want them. Those are really the only necessary reinforcements you need. So the only other reinforcements I'd say that could be useful would be if you reinforced that hatch right there. Possibly this one. So let's see, we used what, 1 over here, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 4 more left. So you can technically get that hatch. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, that's where the hatch is. 3. And you still have an extra reinforcement. So you get all those hatches. And with that, you can now actually play around this area. And if you know they're not watching Spiral, you can flank up Spiral. If they're not watching Visa, you can flank Visa. But with that, I'm going to talk about where we go on-site, since I kind of showed a little bit about the roam off-site. So with this, the way I like doing it is I put a Maestro cam down here, and I put a Maestro cam on this column. Or is it like that, or did I don't remember how I like doing this. Yeah, I like doing it like this. So these are the 2 Maestro cams I go for. 1 on that pillar, and 1 underneath the white van. The reasoning for that is once this gets opened, and it will almost always get opened, This cam can see kind of the default, as well as can see outside, see if anyone's going for the plant, if they're coming down yellow stairs, and can see most of the bomb site. So I like that one. And this one can see the feet of people, as well as any drones that come in, as well as the default plant spot. So, I mean, 90% of the time, teams are going to push from this site, and from this way. So that's why I put both of them in this spot. Then then for actual positions played, you don't have a shotgun here, you have the Alda. And I would normally sit, but also you can have this shotgunned out here. The reasoning for that is your smoke's gonna be playing on, oh yeah, I forgot about this. You then need your rotate hole here, which lets you move over here. And then if you want to, depending on the push, you can actually shotgun that out and wait for feet to appear, because if you're holding like right here, they're not going to see your feet, you're going to see theirs. So you can do that just to kind of dissuade them a little bit. But it's a double-edged sword. The angles work both ways. Anyway, the purpose of shotgunning up this is, actually I think this is closer over here. Basically, it's right about here that you want to do it. That roughly right there, because you can go with a smoke, throw the smoke canister, and you're gonna have to work on this. It's not too hard, but you have to practice it, and it can land, like you can have it land right about here. Default plant spots right here. It's gonna smoke them out every time, and you don't have to expose yourself if you have this opened and then say another one right there and another one right there with that being reinforced, just to kind of throw them off a little bit, like, okay, where are these things coming from? And then if they're shooting through there, you can have that open here, so you can throw it and have it land there. Same rough area, still gonna hit the default plant spot. That's kind of what you want to be doing with the smoke. So smoke's gonna be playing around the A-bomb / inside of here, just playing passive, just waiting. Smoke's job is just to wait. Then you normally want to have barbed wire roughly here or so. Now there are two different types of barbed wire in my opinion. The first, depending on what side of the door it's on. That and that. Now this barbed wire is a sound cue one, where they're going to have to hit this if they want to push, because nobody wants to go through barbed wire as they're trying to take a gunfight. Because, however, the issue with this is it can get destroyed very easily and exists only for a sound cue. This, however, is active congestion, so if you're trying to push in through here, you aren't always going to be able to get an angle on this, because you're going to be exposing yourself. See, if I try to get this, I can't get it from here because it's too far in. So if I want to walk in, I'm going to have to go through it, because I don't want to have to expose myself to this angle and possibly more if I'm trying to push in and actually destroy it. But it depends on what side it's on and kind of what you're going for. So your smoke's gonna be playing around here with a shotty, and his job is just to survive, to throw smokes to stop the plant. This is where the Maestro comes in, where you need the Maestro cams to be giving callouts to your team in order to actually know when to use the smokes. So smoke's playing there, and then Maestro, I'd say, let's see, yeah, Smoke, Maestro are the two big ones, I would say. Maestro can actually play here if he wants to, because that Alda lets him play aggressively. You could theoretically put a shield down here and just wait here and go for a fight. And so, or you can put a bit further back, but really it comes down to, I mean, once they have top floor control, they can just shotgun out above you, and there's not much you can do. And it's just something you have to deal with. You just have to adapt. So maybe they start opening up here, so now you fall back over to behind white van. Oh, they opened up over here. Okay, go to the rotate hole. Now I'm back here. Well, let's just say, okay, I can play here while Smoke plays inside of here. Inside of here safely, while person number 3 plays either here or falls back and plays here to make sure that we don't get flanked from spiral staircase or from over here. So with that, you still have the two. I'm going with the 2 roamers, 3 on site, and so with that, well, if you say okay, they're about to go for a plant, then Smoke can rotate. Well, actually no, Smoke should probably be playing here, while Maestro plays here. So mainly because here you can get an angle, and having the ACOG can help you contest. So with that, Maestro plays around here, Smoke plays around here. What's that? Smoke's going out. What's that? Plant's about to go down. Okay, throw smoke. Okay. What's that? Well, they're going to... Well, what is it? Well, okay, we did that. Okay, they're going to try and push site. Well, now I'm Smoke. SMG-11. Push. Free fire. Maybe they're trying to push in through the garage wall. So, or maybe they're pushing down yellow stairs. Maestro swings out. Kills. Maybe they're trying to push in. Maestro swings. What's that? They're going for a plant. Hop on cams. Zap, 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 zap. And yeah, so that's kind of how you would hold site. However, this does come on the reliance that your team can roam. And that's really just, it differs on against every team you go against. And not much you can, it's just something that comes down to your adaptability. Anyway, I hope this helps you. And I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I think there was another video sent to me, and I'll be doing a body review of that one later as well, and I'll get that to you within a day or two. And with that, I'm gonna end it.